Ford Video Guy Studio in Salina, Kansas is McArthur Live with Tim Bartz and Sarah Davis. For all the information on ordering and production, Ford news, recalls, debunking all the fake news on social media, and whatever's on their mind, here's your hosts, Tim and Sarah. Welcome in to episode 144, I believe. I always forget which episode we're on, but I think we're episode 144. How's everything going?
Pretty good.
Hope everybody's having a great evening, wherever they're at. Don't forget, we are recording this for our podcast, so it'll go live later tonight on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts. That's what it's called.
Is it?
But I like to use Spotify. Whichever one you like to use, should be able to find it under Ford Video Guy. You'll find it in there, and it'll be on our website as well, on my personal website, fordvideoguymedia.com. If you want to look for it there too, it'll be there. All right, so there you go. So how's it going? How was your weekend?
Busy.
Busy?
We had Theo's birthday on
Yes,
Sunday.
Theo's birthday was Sunday. Had a lot of fun there.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was.
We came home after the party. It was like, looking like a storm. We better mow the yard. So, I tag teamed on that and got it done.
Yeah.
Right. I finished it up and it just downpoured right then.
We decided to have burgers. So Lobo pulled out the grill. I got the burgers ready and we cooked everything else. By the time he was done with burgers and brats, it downpoured like 10 minutes after. And then I got locked us out of the house, so we had to break in.
Anyway.
Yeah. So.
Yep, and then we had some tornadoes around in western Kansas and such, and up north.
Actually, someone on I-90, I-75?
I-70.
I-70.
I-70 goes across Kansas.
Okay. Well, one of our highways, because we have two highways here, one of the highways, they saw a funnel right on, I think it was actually over here, so 70. So they saw a funnel like right on the other side of the highway from here.
Yeah. So crazy storms. And a lot of them, there was some damage that we saw, but it wasn't from tornadoes, but from straight line winds. So we get a little bit of both in Kansas. So
straight line winds, we get tornadoes, hail.
All right. I didn't double check audio. Audio level good? Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, they can't hear us. We just did all of that.
Evidently. Oh, I wasn't looking at the comments. So sometimes I got to I better look at the comments because they'll tell us your mic's not working. Anyway, so all good stuff there. But anyway, we did have a Maverick Monday video yesterday on the my key, not Mikey, and what different things can functions and what's the benefit of using my key, and how you can program one of the keys to be the my key. So hopefully you guys check that out. I did it on the Maverick, but that system works on about every Ford vehicle out there, so you can do it on any Ford vehicle. And it's the reason I brought it, kind of put it on the Maverick, was because it's not on the order guide. I don't think I mentioned it on the Maverick on any of the videos that I've done for 22, 23, or 24 model year, but it is there. It's on mine. And for those of you that aren't members, you should thank our members. Our members give us some good information, some good content for videos, and I appreciate our members because we have a chat on every Friday. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but they brought that up as a suggestion for a video. So thank them for that. So if you like that video, there you go. Thank them for that. And tonight we had a video that we dropped on the Mustang. Our LMP is back for 2024 model year. We have superchargers en route that'll be here real soon to be able to give you those 49,800 supercharger, where you can get 810 supercharge, 810 horsepower through a Whipple supercharger through Ford Performance. And I did, let everybody know in that video that To get the 810, though, you do need active exhaust. A lot of people are bypassing, not noticing that, but it is there in the information from Ford Performance that to get the 810, that extra 10 horsepower comes from the active exhaust. So that is usually extra. So ours be 800 horsepower at 49,800 with the manual transmission. $1,600 more for an automatic transmission, which our first two will be automatics. So there'll be a little bit more, but pretty good amount. So they're kind of a sleeper horsepower, sleeper supercharger kind of. So anyway, Whipple's the first one to come out with one for the Mustang, but the Roush ones are following up and they're coming out as well. But our first 10 will be Whipple superchargers. So that'll be fun. And we'll be doing our LMP 810s. Where we're going to add the leather and everything. So that'll be where we add not just a supercharger, but we add the package to it where we can do an interior and an exterior package as well. So we got a whole package coming. I know we're going to start with the leather. We already have, I think, 4 of them with the leather being made right now. So anyway, ought to be fun. So there you go. There's that. And let's see what else we got coming on and cooking. I can't think of anything. Memorial Day is this weekend. So Monday, we're closed.
Yep.
But I'm going to do a Maverick Monday video for you guys on my own time. We're going to have some fun with it this week. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do yet. Let's just say there'll be a lot of Mavericks showcased in that video. That's all I could say. All right.
I will not be there.
Yes. So it'll be fun. So, and then, but in the future, we do have a video we're going to do on the Maverick. We're going to talk about, we're going to talk about something later, and then we'll get into it. But you guys, for not this next Monday, the Monday after, we're going to be talking about what we might be able to see on the 2025 Maverick. Ford still won't give me any information. Kind of bummed about that. Oh, well. Anyway, see what else is going on. Anything else? I got some mail here. We got Lucy the Bronco that sent me her from North Pole, Alaska. I think that's AK. It's AK, Alaska?
Yes.
I think it is. I think Arkansas is AR, so I get this confused. So she's, I assume it's Lucy is female. Oh, actually, Lucy the Bronco is the name of the Bronco. Kim is who sent this to me. So there's their Bronco with their dog in the back. Pretty cool. So we got that one. And they sent a couple stickers, 2 different formats with background. That's pretty cool. I like that.
The Alaskan mountains.
Yeah, I've been to Alaska. So spent a summer in Alaska. It was a blast. Didn't see the Northern Lights, and I missed it when it was here in Kansas.
Yeah, we didn't know until people were posting pictures. I'm
Like,
apparently
oh,
we
what?
can see this.
And then the next night you're supposed to see it, but we couldn't see it. It was cloudy. All right, this next one is from Panama City, Florida. I don't know that name. I can't say that name, but Pegasus the Bronco, and I didn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like to share with you guys the Instagram. If you want to find these people on Instagram, Lucy the Bronco is just how it's spelled on Instagram. So there's how you.
Come join me at these people.
Lucy the Bronco. Add those people. Tell them you want to do a sticker swap. Mention my name just for fun. I know. Hey, Ford Video guys said to swap with you. Pegasus the Bronco. Oh, sorry, just like right there. Pretty cool with the flag. They're, I think, from Puerto Rico. So that's pretty cool. And
What is it? Pegasus. Yeah,
Yep.
Pegasus.
Yep.
Pegasus.
And they also sent a Bigfoot sticker. I like when people do this. I'm going to actually get some of these I'm going to get some different things to send people some stickers that say some fun stuff. So there you go. Those are the 2 that we got in the mail this week. There we go. That one's for you.
Oh, okay.
Here, one of these 2. I like to share. So if you watch this and you're sending stickers and you know of me and everything, if you send multiple, Sarah gets one too. So,
and mine gets showcased on the showroom floor.
And otherwise, I keep for myself. So there we go. So if you are out there and you haven't swapped stickers with me, do that. And I'm working on patches, so I want to share this. This is the fun part. So hope you guys don't mind. We just kind of talk a little bit, chit chat in the beginning.
Come in and join us.
Yep. I got the patches. I got a patch idea. I want you guys to see what you think of this. So Jeff did this today. Oh, hold on. What do you think of that?
Yes.
So a lot of people are doing patches where they put kind of the shape of their state. So I thought not many people are going to have Kansas out there. So there's the shape of Kansas. We got the wheat fields there. We have the windmills back
Wind
there,
turbines.
wind turbines, because we, especially Western Kansas, we're really known for that, and that's in the Western
We
Kansas area.
harvest
That
the
see,
wind.
you notice that's in Western Kansas.
Mhm.
I told him she should get a tornado. I'm like, no, nobody want to come to Kansas if you do that. But anyway, there you go.
That's what
So
we're known for. Dorothy
yeah.
being sucked up into a tornado.
Yeah. So there you go. So those we're getting. I'm going through a company, um, patch panel, I think,
Mm.
and on Instagram, and they're doing patches and stickers, 50 patches and 50 stickers, both
Mm-hmm.
for 140. So I thought
Okay.
that's a pretty good deal, and that
Yeah.
includes the shipping, the whole thing. So no extra fees and anything. So I'm gonna try them. Anyway, there's a lot of different companies out there, so I did reach out and ask people. But in fact, I think Patches Panel on Instagram, so you can find them there if you want. So anyway, there you go. So we'll have those, and then once I get those, I do have all the people that have sent me patches. I'm gonna send those back out to them, so you don't need to reach out. I'm gonna send those to you, unless I can't tell what your name is on there, then we'll try to figure it out. But we'll try to get everybody their patches that sent me patches, and then people that have maybe sent stickers but not patches because I didn't have patches, we'll try to connect with them as well. And then anybody else want patches, let me know. I might have to order a second batch of 50. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, looking forward to those. Ought to be a lot of fun. All right, what else is going on?
I'm gone next week.
Yep, she's gone all next week. So
I'm gone Friday through Friday.
Yep, through Friday. So, all right. Other than that, let's see what else. I don't have my notes up here.
You were so excited about the patches image that you didn't have your notes up.
Yeah. Go over membership. Talk about that.
So if you'd like to become a member, it is that join button right beside the subscribe button. When you click on it, it'll tell you all of the benefits of being a member. If you are an iPhone user, you have to do things a little bit differently. You have to go to your desktop browser, go up to the little a and big A, and request desktop browser. At that point, you should be able to see it. So membership content can be found underneath the community tab, or now it's being shown on the right there on the homepage of the McArthur channel.
Yep.
We do a member live every Friday. He tries to get a lot walk in on every Saturday.
Yep.
If we're on a trip, we'll do a special little video. We just like to, well, thank you, Martin.
Oh, gifted 5 memberships. Been a while since Martin's been in here, and he's giving everybody a membership. Well, 5 people anyway.
Yeah.
Almost everybody. There's 83 people in here. Most of them are already members.
Yes.
There you go.
Very
so you
true.
can check out that membership. Go in there, and you can see. And now, once you're a member, you can see all the past content.
Yes.
So you can see last week's lot walk and live video, and the week before and such. So once you're a member, there you go. So. All right. So anyway,
Yeah.
All right. For those of you that are new, that are maybe seeing the title, the topic, and they're coming in and saying, "Hey, I've never watched this channel, but I want to know what's going on with this this Lobo or the ST that you're seeing out there." We will get into that part of the video, probably usually about 8:30, about another hour and 15 minutes or so. So we'll get into scheduling information, dealer news updates. We'll get into recalls and such, and then we'll get into that topic here. I'll get to it as fast as I can, but it'll be probably somewhere between, if you're Central Time Zone, right around 8:30, somewhere around there. So anyway, we'll get into that. But yeah, there you go. So I used to, back in the day, we used to actually put what the schedule is going to look like of what we're going to do, but I haven't done that in a while. So, but we're getting some new people here. So anyway, all right. Well, let's just jump in. Let's see what else. Don't forget, we do have merch available if you want some. I actually got some polo shirts coming. Because around here at the dealership, summertime hits, we get to wear polo shirts to work. So I have some on order. How you got yours?
Yep.
So I got some on order, so all those will come. But we have other stuff if you want to check it out. So yeah, other than that,
Winter stuff in case it's still cold.
Yep. Don't forget down in the comments, if you hit that more on the video, you can see our kind of actually the timeline is in there. If you go in there, you can check it out because that's what we're going to do. But also down there's also channels that we like, and that we think if you like this channel, you probably like their channels. So make sure you check out them, including a couple of our members. RagnarCon has a channel. We do have the Bronco Nation. They have a channel. They don't do a lot of video on there much anymore. But then also All Train Nation. And then Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, check them out, and a bunch of other channels in there. Big Dog Overland, actually Big Dog Adventures, Off-Road Adventures. Bird Dog Off-Road Adventures now, not Overland. Anyway, so there you go. Check all that out. Okay. All right, let's get into it. You got good dealer moment for us? Or wait a minute. Before we do that, part of the membership is we do a member introductions, shout outs to our members.
Yes. So we're going to start off with our wonderful moderator who always hops in as soon as possible. Hey folks, see you all soon. Looks like a good topic tonight, and that is Ridgeview. He helps keep the chat nice and clean. We also have Niles Gridley, our other moderator, but he is our aftermarket specialist that's in-house here at McArthur.
And he likes to get rowdy, so he's on the other spectrum of that.
Yes. We have two moderators who are great at what they do. If you have any aftermarket questions, you can put at Niles Gridley, and he can help you out with those.
Yep.
We also have, of course, Martin is in here, joined us. We haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. We just were commenting about it last week.
Yeah.
We have Jack Evans. Don't think I'll make it tonight. Started to get sick yesterday playing golf. Got worse today. Gonna take some meds and call a night, but I'll catch the replay. Thank you, Jack. We have VTech. He said he's going to be lowering his Civic, I believe. So he's stuck at work trying to get that one lowered. We have Mavsim. That sure looks like Velocity Blue to me, or a similar brighter blue than Atlas. Makes me happy. Wheels are a no-go for me. Figure I'll get used to the grill headlight area. Open those order banks.
Well, yeah, we'll talk.
Hello all evening to all. Waiting for the show and the storms to roll in. Are you guys good in Salina? We are tonight. I mean, it's a little windy, but the clouds have gone away. We have Mike M. Took the Mustang to Louisville over the weekend for the PGA Championship.
There you go.
We have Steve P. Hey from Phoenix. How are all of you doing? Rushman. Good evening from New Jersey. Donald Rash. Good evening to all from sunny Delaware. Terry McGee. Good evening, all. One of these weeks, we need to say all members call in with where you're from. That would be a lot of fun to see where everyone's from.
Yeah.
We have our Quibido from Hello Folks on this Tuesday evening. Brandon Jones, his Maverick is here.
Yes, with no hail damage.
So it was on a rail car when Kansas City got hit by hail, and there was hail damage there. Got offloaded, and then we had hail damage here.
But it wasn't here yet, so it didn't get that.
Yep.
Didn't get our hail.
So it missed all the hail.
So
but he's already started paperwork and aftermarket. And
all of our we do have I didn't really notice any. I didn't notice any on my vehicle. But some of the vehicles on the lot do have some. I think they got hit a little harder over here on the side of town.
Well, you have trees and other coverage in your area. Here, there's nothing.
They were bouncing off the Bronco.
Anything.
There was a couple that bounced off. I was going to show the video and I forgot. But yeah, so anyway.
I have.
So, but a lot of it's so minor that we can easily pop it out. So all the any of the ones that were here when that happened, which was Sunday night, they're gonna actually you just lowered the prices on all those. All those vehicles are $1,000 less. But if you want the hail damage popped out instead, then we'll just raise it $1,000. So
yep,
we'll take care of that. So
all right, we have Steve P. Hi Ridgeview, Bucko. Good evening, everyone. We also have Mike Lyons. Hello and happy Tuesday, everyone. What's in that cup? What's in that cup? Put in your bets now.
That needs to be a poll, right?
Yes. Has
We're gonna do a poll later.
Has Long McArthur ever had a bad hailstorm? So I think we just answered that.
Yeah,
We've had
a couple.
windstorm.
We've had a couple. Yeah, we actually had one time where it was a really bad windstorm, and we had damaged vehicles from sand and stuff being blown onto the vehicles from the fields.
Yeah, wind damage. So they had people come out, put tents up on the lot, and inspect every single vehicle for wind damage. That was an interesting week. Let's see. We have Darren. Oh, wait, that's a question for later. Martin said, my daughter graduated this weekend, and I asked if she wanted the Lightning as a graduation gift. She said, ew, no, I want a Bronco. We have Anthony here. Donald said, Sarah, are you on vacation next week? And I am. Of course, there's that one. Alan, hi all. Made it home today around 4 p.m. Good job. I know you were on a very long trip. I think it's been 2 weeks. Very long. ML Culpepper, I'm here for the kickback on GTDs. Anthony has been a member for 13 months. And Martin for 28 months. Always valued the membership. Gave me a great and trusted resource on all things Ford. Saved me thousands at the dealership. Peace of mind equals priceless. So let's see who else has jumped in here since I started doing this. We have... Let's see. Huh, okay. Because y'all have been talking while I've been doing this. Oh, Brandon's at 13 months too. I think that was everyone. If I didn't grab you, I'm so sorry. Sometimes it gets busy in the chat and I don't grab everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. Love our members.
Yes.
Oh, there's Aurora. She's it's not shown as a member, but she is a member.
Yep.
So we'll be there, and before you know it, we'll be in Maine.
Yes.
That'll be fun. You'll like it. So that'll be fun.
I can't wait. That's going to be
need to get with Ridgeview. I got a restaurant idea for that night. So we come in. So
all right.
Got to go to. I can't remember what the name is, but what we ate last time. Got to have that.
I looked it up for you last week.
Yeah, I know. It starts with the D. Anyway, but yeah, we'll do that. So
Gallardo's.
I'm a big fan of the eating on it. Well, we did that. Remember when you were a kid? Go to Lake of the Ozark. We'd eat at a restaurant on the water.
Yeah, we had alligator once. You got a bucket of crab legs once. Bucket of.
I like my seafood.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anyway, so looking forward to that trip. But
next month.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Richview says way ahead of you. Yeah, he really enjoyed that restaurant.
Yep.
Alan's been a member for 29 months.
I don't know if we can get. I don't think we can get your mom to go with us, but
I know I can't get Lobo to go with us.
Pay for her own way. All right. 29 months. Wow. Okay. So we get into dealer news updates, or good dealer, I should say.
Yeah. I was busy with that. I actually have one from Maverick Truck Club today.
All right, go for it.
Oh, I have to log in. Sorry, guys. And all right, here it is. Picked up. It's at Hillsboro, New Hampshire. Picked up our ordered Maverick today. Awesome small hometown dealer. None of the BS. No high pressure sales. Salesman Mark, sales manager Christian, and Becky in finance are all great to work with. Dealer is so small you don't need last names. Good communication throughout the process. Becky was able to beat the lowest local credit union interest rate. I had found. Gave us a reasonable trade amount for our Subaru. Might have got a little more, but I was so surprised they didn't lowball it, I just agreed. Sold the Maverick at MSRP, no attempts at unwanted add-ons, offered extended warranty, but didn't push. Very comfortable, very easy process. I would definitely recommend Hillsborough Ford to anyone in the New England area. I know quite a few dealers in this area are still marking up well above MSRP and trying to force add-ons. Don't put up with that.
There you go.
So Hillsborough Ford, he got a hot pepper red Maverick.
There you go. Cool. All right. Start a couple for you there. Let's check this out. We got Allen's at 29 months. Awesome, awesome. And we have Elizabeth K is at 21 months.
Mm-hmm.
Feels just like yesterday. And then a comment here. Bridget, you told us. There you go. DeMillos. Which you told me that.
DeMillos.
DeMillos. So we'll do
Eduardo's DeMillos.
Yeah. So
similar.
Yeah. All right. Rest of those questions, I know that James has a question there. We'll get to that when we get to the scheduling. So let's get on into. I take that off. Let's get on into the scheduling notes here and see what's going on. All right, so scheduling for this week, and again, this is notes for this week only, not for the entire month. Get this moved over here. So this will be good information because this is really a good week, because for some models, this is going to be the first week for this month's of allocations to be used towards those retail orders. So a lot of people are excited to see what's going on for this week. Some scheduled last week, but most of them, some of the others, especially if they had a specialty scheduling last week, then this is the first week for those non-specialty units. So first, let's get in here and go through the information here. There you go. So here's kind of our terminologies here, so you can know what we're talking about when we talk through these words out during scheduling. Is the order bank. That is where the dealer places all stock and retail orders. You technically aren't ordering from Ford. You're ordering from a dealer. So dealer places those stock and retail orders in their order bank. We call it WBDO. WBDO. Don't know the abbreviation. I can't remember. Anyway, and then retail orders, that is a customer placed order. So Ford likes to call that a retail order because it's already sold in their mind. And then a stock order, that is an order that's placed by a dealer for their stock or lot inventory. That is something that is not pre-sold, in a sense that it's something to keep stock up their inventory. Priority codes, priority is given to orders by the dealer. 03 to 19 are retail priority numbers, and then 20 to 80 are stock. The lower the better, and the dealer can dictate that number. So the default is 19 and 80 for stock, but the dealer can give it a 3. You can always ask the dealer and see what they say. So sometimes they stack it based on, how if a customer is a loyal customer that's ordered a bunch of vehicles, sometimes they'll give them a higher priority. Maybe they've been waiting a little bit longer. Order hasn't scheduled, so then they'll move that from maybe a 19 down to a 10 or a 3 to try to help it get moved ahead of the other orders. Scheduling, that is when Ford schedules an order for production dates in future months. That's what we're going to talk about. It's kind of what we're talking about here is what models are scheduling for what days and what weeks in July. Production date. So when Ford plans this, that's when they plan to build your vehicle. That's a production date. And first it'll get scheduled to the week. And as it gets closer, they'll change that and they'll actually pick a day that's going to be built on. Allocations. Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank. Just having an order in there doesn't mean it's going to get scheduled. The dealer has to have an allocation. And the dealer earns those allocations from their sales of each model within their region. So if they sell a lot of F-150s, they'll get a lot of allocations. If they sell very few F-150s, they'll get fewer allocations. And depending on how many orders are there, might be something that will hold your order up from getting scheduled. Constraints, that is options that may be in short supply or take longer to build. Capacity, that is the planned production rate of a given motor, trim, option, or model. We'll talk about those numbers sometimes in this part of the video as well. And then job 1 and 2, that's production run within a model year. They'll split it in 2 different jobs. If they want to introduce something halfway through the year, not wait for the next model year, they'll do that at a job 2, which they've done with the F-150, and they did that with, I believe, the Mustang as well. Balance out, that's the end of production or the balance out for the year, or maybe even completely like they did with the Edge. So there you go. There's that information. All right. So let's get into the first one, and that is the 24 model year Mustang. The Mustang order banks are open up. If you want to place a retail order, you can do that. There's currently 878 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, which means that's how many orders that are in there for customers that are not scheduled yet. They are scheduling this week for the weeks of July 1st, the weeks of July 29th. It could be scheduled at any dates in there. So people have asked me that in the past. You know, what's that mean? It means it could be, you could get scheduled for that first week or the last week. Just depends. And a important note in here says Mustang Night Pony package with the black painted roof, option 43S, is only available for retail scheduling. That means for customers, and is currently not eligible for stock. So a dealer can't put that in for a stock order, only for retail order. To speed up the scheduling of orders with the Night Pony package, we encourage the dealers to modify their orders by selecting the shadow black paint. Dealers with an open allocation for Dark Horse should consider selecting 64P. That's the 19 by 10.5 in the front, 19 by 11 in the rear carbon fiber wheel to avoid delays in scheduling, which is really weird because that wheel was a constraint at one time. Now they're saying we need you to select those. Limited availability for the black painted roof, which we just talked about. Also exhausted availability for the Night Pony package, which technically the Night Pony package comes with a black painted roof, so it makes sense. And then also exhaust availability for the 20 by 9 inch premium painted aluminum wheel. That is wheel option 64M if you're looking at your orders. And then also the 5.0 liter V8 engine also is exhaust availability. That's 99F. So that's your GTs. So they're looking for some EcoBoost orders, it looks like. All right, that's it on Mustang. Next is a 24 model year Escape. Order banks are open up for the Escape for retail in stock ordering, including the plug-in hybrid. There are currently only 380 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Escape. They are scheduling for the weeks in July, the weeks of July 1st through July 29th. And there's really no constraints listed here. So good to go. Order what you want. Should get scheduled without any problem. That's all I have for Escape. Next is the 24 model year Bronco Sport. Order banks are open up for all trim levels, including the freewheeling and all those. Heritage Edition as well. And there's currently only 165 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Bronco Sport. They are scheduling for this week for the weeks in July 1st through the weeks of July 29th. They are main commitment. That means main scheduling. That means when they say main commitment, that means they'll take first retails if you have a retail. Otherwise, they'll look and to fulfill those allocations with stock orders if a dealer doesn't have any. So keep that in mind. All right. The limit availability for 235, the tire T7F, which is the 235/65 R17 all-terrain tire. That's the one that's optional on the Badlands. So that's your Wild Peak tire. Exhaust availability for the convenience package option 96B, which is optional on the Big Bend and optional on the freewheeling, as well as the standard Badlands wheel is also exhausted. So 17-inch carbonized gray painted wheel, 64U. So if you have a Badlands, my suggestion would be to go to the optional wheel and tire. Even though that tire is limited availability, it's still a lot better than exhausted availability. So that's the way I'd go there. But with only 165 unscheduled retail orders, it shouldn't be a problem either way. All right, that's all for that. Next is the 24 model year Bronco. The order banks are open up for about all trim levels with the exception of the Heritage Edition and Heritage Limited Edition. They are closed for retail. Stock scheduling is available for Heritage Edition two-door, it looks like. So yeah, because they're balancing out Heritage Edition 4-doors. So there you go. So if a dealer does have a Heritage Limited Edition allocation, they have to put that order in as a stock because retail is not available for those. Currently only 1,983 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Bronco. They are scheduling for the weeks in July 1st through the weeks of July 29th. Main commitment, which means they're going to schedule retails first and then schedule stock if they need to. They are needing Heritage Limited 2-door orders for those dealers that have the allocation. So if you have a Heritage Limited Edition, make sure you have a 2-door order for that, not a 4-door. It looks like they are balanced out on Heritage Limited 4-door. Interesting. No. Also, they are needing orders with the new Sasquatch package. It says new Sasquatch package. That's the one with the different wheel, because you have that option of either getting the B-Lock wheel or the Everglades wheel is what I call it. So you have that option. So they are needing some Sasquatch packages with that Everglades wheel. So if you're willing to do that, that will help your order. But it shouldn't hinder it either way, to be honest. Badlands orders with the Sasquatch package as well. So they're looking for some Badlands Sasquatch package orders. And that's the one with that wheel as well. So they're needing all kinds of orders with a Sasquatch with that new wheel. New availability, we talked about those. I don't think I'll go into that. Don't forget you have that new Peak Blue for the Heritage Limited Edition. And it says that is the best availability. So they're wanting to get that color out. Painted hardtop. I said I wouldn't go into this, but here I am. I'm doing it anyway. Option 43T is the painted hardtop. Body colored, that's optional on the Raptor. The Raptor Black Appearance package as well is available now. The Black Appearance Raptor side graphic, of course, requires that Black Appearance package for the Raptor. The painted hardtop Shadow Black painted option, that is optional on the Black Diamond, Outer Banks, Badlands, Wild Track, and Raptor as well. And then the hardtop molded in without the sound deadening headliner is available. The dual top without the headliner is available. And the painted hardtop with the new headliner panels is available, body colored painted for the, it doesn't say Raptor, but it is supposed to be Raptor. And then the Sasquatch package with the new non-beadlock gray wheel, that's available. That's option 76R if you want it. And then the new Raptor style running boards, that's available on about every trim level, option 18J if you want it. Have your dealers add that to your order. So if you have one in there and you want to make some of those changes, you can still do that if it's still unscheduled. Go in there and you can have them make those changes. So there you go. And then it says 4-door Heritage Unlimited balance out for 24 model years. So this is the last week, sounds like, for a 4-door Heritage Unlimited Edition, and then it's going to balance out. That's what it sounds like. Also, the new 33-inch mud terrain tires are not available for the Badlands version. That's a new option for Job 2, but it's not available. Also, it says stock units with the Sasquatch package were amended from 765 to 76R due to the beadlock capable 17-inch wheel is now priced contented, so it's more expensive. Also, stock units with the hardtop were amended from 43L to 43M due to the hard deadening headliner is now price content, so it's more expensive. So basically what they did was they tried to keep any dealer that had a stock order in there to keep in the price by giving them those other options, so switching the options over so they kept that lower price, because a lot of dealers are trying to price point. Also, stock units with the 2.7 liter Outer Banks were amended to from 2.7 to the 2.3. So that is a constraint right now. So they're trying to eliminate just having retail orders with the 2.7 on the Outer Banks because of the constraint. And then stock units with the 4-door non-Wild Track, I should say, and the 18H hoop steps removed. So there's some changes that they're doing to some stock orders. But if you're a retail order, that's really not of any concern there. All right. Next model is a 24 model year Mach-E. Order banks are open up for Job 2 now for the Mach-E. Not a lot of changes to Job 2, really. There are currently 34 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduled this week for the weeks of 7/1 through 7/29. And I will tell you this, if you are thinking about it, the GT incentives and GT rally incentives are crazy good. So most areas, you get $1,000 and really, really, really low interest rate for a lease on a GT, and $3,000 and very low interest rate on a lease on a GT rally. So you can lock in those incentives if you order now. You want to make sure your dealership knows how to do that and knows how to honor those when your order comes in. So I've done some videos on that if you need to go look at that. But if you order now, it locks in those incentives. Ford sees when you ordered, and if those incentives were available, which they are right now, then you get to lock those in when you order. So that wouldn't be a bad idea if you're thinking about ordering one, to go ahead and do that so you can lock in those incentives, because some of those vehicles, like I have a GT Rally, I'm not sure it's going to be here before they expire July 8th. So I may not be able to get those special rates. But if you order, you do. So there you go. Next is the 25 model year Explorer. Order banks are open up right now for the 25 model year Explorer. 700 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduled for the weeks of 7/1 through 7/29. Main commitment, so retail first, and then they'll also schedule some stocks if they don't have if the dealer has allocations but no retail orders. Required order, they need ST line orders without the street package. That's option 68P. Limit availability for the platinum version. Also limit availability for option 64W. That's a 20-inch by 8.5-inch machine aluminum wheel that's standard on the ST line. And exhaust availability for the ST version. And then also the wheel 64Y, which is a 20-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel, and wheel 64Z, which is 21 by 9 aluminum premium finished wheel, and then the ST line street package, which we talked about already. That's it. Next up is the 24 model year Expedition. Order banks are open up for the Expedition right now. There's currently only 419 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank right now. They are scheduling this week for the weeks of July 1st through July 29th. And limit availability for the Java interior. Also, the jewel red metallic exterior paint color. It's limited availability. The dual exhaust system that's standard on the Stealth Performance package. The wheel 641, which is a 20-inch gloss black painted optional. The wheel that's optional on the XLT, that's also included on the black accent package. And then the wheel 64P, which is a 22-inch polished aluminum wheel that's standard on the limited 302A and standard on platinum. And then the exhausted availability for the King Ranch version and the XL version, or for retail orders, the STX version. So, all right, that's it for Expedition. Looks like to me that they're trying to finish out 24 model year, because 25 is going to be a redesign, kind of, not a redesign, but a refresh. So it looks like they're trying to kind of just finish out Expedition. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last month for scheduling for Expedition. Maybe it might balance out, maybe early August. Anyway, there you go. 24 model year Maverick. Order banks are open up for the Maverick right now for all trim levels. And there are currently only 8,796 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduled this week for the weeks of July 1st through July 29th. Exhaust availability for the XL version, as well as the tire T7R, which is a 225/65 R17 that is on the XL and XLT. And then also exhaust availability for the black appearance package. The 18-inch machine face bright aluminum wheel, which is standard on the Lariat. And the 18-inch machine face black painted aluminum wheel, which is optional on the Lariat. That's the optional wheel. And then the 17-inch machine face carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel, which is optional on XLT and Lariat. Is that the wheel? That might be the black appearance package wheel. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. That's that. And let's see here. We do have some notes on that. About 70% of those 8,700 orders are hybrid still. and about 59% are XL. And I don't think those percentages have updated since the beginning of the month. So they probably need updated. Other than that, I don't see really much else that's constrained other than that. There you go. Next is a 24 model year Ranger. The order banks are open up for the Ranger, including the Ranger Raptor. As long as your dealer has an allocation, they might want to kind of be asking that question. Currently 1,170 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Ranger. They are scheduling this week for the weeks of July 1st through July 29th. Main commitment, so they'll schedule retails and stocks. And then exhaust availability for the 17-inch forged beadlock capable wheel that's optional on the Raptor. And then also new availability is the tonneau pickup box cover retractable is available for ordering, but it does require 4x4. Don't forget that. There you go. That's all I have for the Ranger. Next is a 24 model year Super Duty. Order banks are open up for the Super Duty. There's currently 13,846 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduling this week at Kentucky Truck Plant for the weeks of 6/24 through 7/15, and at Ohio Truck Plant, or Assembly Plant, I should say, for the weeks of 7/15 through 7/22. They are still needing those XL orders without the fifth wheel hitch prep package. And they're needing Lariat orders for the F-250 and 350 with a 7.3 liter without the fifth wheel gooseneck hitch prep package. So they are needing some of those orders. So if you want one of those, they'll probably be pretty easy. They also need some people that are wanting the tough bed spray and bed lighter. Limited availability for the XLT limited and the 600. Also limited availability for OBK10, which is a lug nut cap that's available on the King Ranch F-250 dual rear wheel 4x4 with the 10.5, 11.8, and 12.4 axles. And then also OBK0F, or is that DF? I can't tell. I need my glasses. That's a 4x4 front axle that's available on the F450 and F550. And then OBK-T1, which is the low running frame PB that's available on F450 and F550 with the 7.3 liter gas engine or all diesel engines with the 179-inch wheelbase and the dual rear wheels. And then also 91G is limited availability as well. That's the 360-degree dual beacon LED warning strobes, the amber white that's optional on the XL and XLT, as well as 91S, which is a 360 dual beacon LED warning strobe that's amber, that's also optional on the XL and XLT. And then 90M, which is the max recline seats that's available on the King Ranch Platinum and limited pickups. Those are limited availability as well. So there you go. There's that. Looking at Super Duty, they actually this week they did include the different a couple different options. So they're showing how many orders are in there. So of the 13,846 unscheduled retail orders, 55% of those, over half of them are the F450 series. So that's a lot. It looks like their capacity is 6%. So they have picked it up some. It was like 2%. They also have 450 pickup. So I think the pickup is actually with the bed on it, and series is probably what is without it. I assume that's the difference. So the ones with the cabin chassis, it looks like is 2% capacity, with 53% of the orders being that. So I don't know. That doesn't add up right though. So who knows? I don't know. And then of the F550 series, there's 7% with 7% capacity. So that's doing pretty good. See the engines, they have 61% of the 13,800 orders have the diesel high output engine with the capacity being 20%. So that's something to take note for you guys out there that have that. That means it'll take a little longer for yours to get scheduled if you have that high output diesel engine on there. So King Ranch Platinum Limited also are really high capacity or high orders versus the capacity, which is only 4%, 5%, and 2% respectively for the King Ranch Platinum Limited. So there you go. All right. Whoa. Next is the 24 model year F-150. Order banks are open up for the F-150, including Job 2 stuff like trimmer and everything else. There's currently 6,550 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduled this week for the week of July 15th. And don't forget, if you do have the tow haul package 53T on your order, you need to make sure you have the max tow axles, either the XL5, the 355 axle on the 3.5 EcoBoost engine, or the XL7, which is a 373 axle on the 5.0 V8 engine. If you have the Power Boost, you don't need to worry about it. You're good to go. You already have the 373. The bed utility package is changing with production week of June 10th. Box link plates will now be placed with the newly engineered tie-down plates. This change impacts the bed utility package on XLT, Lariat, King Ranch Platinum, Tremor, and Raptor. And then limit availability for Raptor 802A. That's the Raptor 37. That's been the case for a while. All right. Next is the 24 model year Transit. The order banks are open up for the Transit. Currently, only 5,954 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Transit. They are scheduled this week for the week of July 1st. Limit availability for the medium roof. That's body code E1C, E2C, R1C, R2C, W2C, or W9C. And then also the fifth row double is also limited availability. So there you go. That is that. So that's all of our scheduling information for. Again, this is for this week only. It can change from week to week, especially some of those constraints and such. So, and don't forget to, I always like to remember to tell people, a lot of them will tell me my order's not scheduled yet. I don't understand, why is it not scheduling? Your dealer has to have an allocation for your order to be looked at for scheduling. So if your dealer has 5 Raptor orders for the Ranger in there, but they have 0 allocations, none of them are going to get scheduled without an allocation. So make sure you know that. Maybe have that conversation with your dealer and find out, do you have a lot of allocations? Do you have allocations available for my order? Because if not, maybe you need to put an order in with another local dealer. So that's something to keep in mind and something you might have to look at doing. I know there's some people that have done that, put orders in several different dealers, because some dealers maybe do well on some models versus others. I know we're like that. We're in truck country. We do well with F-150s, Super Duties, and such, and we do really well with Raptors. So we get a lot of Raptor allocations because we saw a lot of Raptors, and that's what Ford does, is they give those allocations to the dealers that do well with them. So make sure you have those conversations with your dealers. Other than that, if you have any questions, if you're watching this live, we can take those questions right now. If you're watching this recorded on Wednesday, then drop those comments down in the comments down below, and we'll try to respond to those as soon as we can. Sarah?
I am here.
There you go.
All right. We don't have too many questions. What does it mean when they say your vehicle is in process?
Who's saying that?
Darren B.
No, I mean, like Ford saying it's in process. Like what? That hasn't been scheduled. That's what I need to know. I guess, is the order unscheduled or is the order scheduled? So there's,
yeah,
right. In process means that it's unscheduled.
Yeah,
probably.
Your dealer could say it's in the process. That could be any point.
If your order's submitted and it says in process, then that means it's still unscheduled. Mm-hmm. Probably. Right. I'd assume that's what it means.
How many Ranger Raptors can dealers get?
Depends. We've been getting about 1 each month lately. Last 3 months, I think. But it really depends on the dealer. Like I said, we do really well with Raptors. We saw a lot of F-150 Raptors, which is why we got a bunch of Bronco Raptors when it came out. And we still get Bronco Raptors. We get like 1 Bronco Raptor allocation a month. We get about, within the last couple months, we've gotten about 1 Ranger Raptor allocation a month. And then on the F-150, we usually get about 4 to 5 F-150 allocations for Raptors. So we do well, but some dealers don't do as well as others. We're one of the top 100 in the country when it comes to Raptors. Actually, one of the top 50, I think. on F-150. So because of that, we do get a little bit more. So that's the conversations you have to have with your dealer. Find out, did they get an allocation for this month? And really, last week was the week for Ranger Raptors to schedule. So if you didn't get scheduled last week, more than likely, if your dealer had an allocation this month, then someone else got theirs fulfilled instead of yours. If they may not have gotten one. So you got to find that out. And if not, or will they get one next month? We won't know as dealers until the end of the month whether or not we're going to earn one for the next month, because they wait until actually yesterday was a snapshot, which that's going to be really nice for us for Maverick, because I think the next month, oh no, we still have one more month.
Yes.
Oh, darn. So we got to get rid of those last 2 Mavericks.
Yeah.
the better zero you have, the better more allocations you get as a dealer for a model. So there you go.
So Gary is asking, my F-350 has been completed for 3 weeks according to an email. Ford keeps extending delivery date.
Mm-hmm.
So we do see this happen. In fact,
on Super Duty especially.
Yeah, like Brandon Jones is in here, and he said he finally got his Maverick. He's been waiting almost a month for it to get here from KC.
Yeah, it was in KC quite a while ago, and it's taken that long to go from KC to us. So,
and he says he's 3 hours from the factory.
There's some bottlenecks like that, especially we have a bunch actually. I go through that. I try once a week, and I hadn't for a couple of weeks, but I went through all of our orders last week or Sunday night, and I can tell you a lot of our Super Duties were 2 weeks ago when I looked at them were in the same status they still are this week, and still sitting there. And I'm like, what is going on? But Super Duty, they just have so many vehicles they're building there between those and the Expedition. I don't know. It just takes a little while for those to get pushed through. So they have a bottleneck going on there for some reason.
Yeah.
And not really anything you can do either. Doesn't matter who you are. I mean, you can be the owner of a dealership that sells. We're the number one Super Duty dealer in the state of Kansas. We call them. We get nothing. We can't really help out.
He had one sitting there for what, 4 months?
Yeah, we had. Yeah. So my Expedition's out there for 4 months at that plant. So
we had one sit there for 6. Had a Maverick sit in Mexico for 6 months.
Yeah. So, and that sometimes happens. Always happens. Yeah. I mean, some go slide right through. We had others that were built after. We have a big string of Super Duties that are sitting right now, but we have some that were built after those that are here. They came in. It's weird how that works. I don't think they have a really great process when it comes to that. Yeah. First in and first out is not their motto.
Yeah.
When it comes to it's been produced, ship it. That's not their motto. Doesn't happen that way.
Well, and there's other things than that. Just it could get a batch got done. Well, this batch is getting done, and we don't have a rail car here to put these on yet. So let's just keep piling them up, and then it's not first in and first out. It's last done, first on.
Well, and sometimes it's the flow. So like you're saying, if there's a rail car, there's no rail car there, then they have to move those to a lot. But then let's say they get a rail car, they got vehicles that are coming right out of the building. Boom. It's kind of like no resistance, right? We don't, instead of moving those to that lot and those over there, they're just moving. Let's just move those right in there.
Because when we have
right, it makes them more efficient.
Of rail cars, we'll get those on.
I don't know.
Another possibility is sometimes they'll have a batch of parts that wasn't going right, or it's throwing a code or something, and they just want to make sure that it's done correctly, but they may not be able to get to it right then and there. They might have a backlog, or if they're waiting on a part to replace it, that can also take time. So there's so many different circumstances to why it's sitting,
and we have
no idea what it is. So, yep. Did we figure out what could be holding up an F-150 Lariat?
Now, we've had some people that have speculated, their dealers telling them, oh, it's the heads-up display, or it's this or that. We have Lariats coming in.
Yeah, we do.
So I don't know. I mean, we've got a bunch here, so I don't know. I've actually been told that they've had some bad batches of the headlights. Because the Lariat King Ranch Platinum headlights are different than the rest of them. because of the coast to coast grill. So I know XLT's STXs, they're flying through without any problems, but I do see that. So I think that's could be a possible issue, is the headlight assembly. And not only just to the Lariats, but also to the plat. We've had a couple Platinums come in, a couple King Ranches, but not a bunch. But we don't order a bunch of those higher ones. Lariat, we've had some come in, but like I said, if they're having some issues with the headlights, or because there's a lot of Lariats that don't have the heads-up display, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people have said something about heads-up display on a Lariat, but I thought that was just the upper trim levels that got the heads-up display. So anyway,
All right.
don't know.
Vol says, since I missed last week's Law McArthur Live, I would like to wish Tim a belated 23rd anniversary at Law McArthur. Credit goes to a feed from LinkedIn. So according to LinkedIn,
Yeah.
you have been here for 23 years.
My official start date for Law McArthur was May 1st, even though I started the week before that in training. So back when I sold, you watch these videos on training for about a week. They still watch some videos, but what back then you watch these videos for a week, and then after a week you were on the lot selling.
Oh.
Yeah, I was selling it the second week that I was here. You usually shadowed somebody, learned how they do things. We do things a little differently now, but that was the way it was. So I actually started the first week of April, but they didn't put me on the payroll until May 1st.
Okay.
That's sometimes how it happens on a commissioned type of monthly basis type of thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't get paid the first week.
Yeah. Now you get paid. It's just a really low pay. Is it okay to place orders with multiple dealers in hopes of getting scheduled sooner?
Yeah, I did mention that. That is an option. We had a lot of people do that with Mavericks. I was like, okay, well, you're a bigger dealer. I want to go through my local dealer that's a smaller dealer. But if they don't get very allocations, that might take longer. Depends on how many people put orders in. So let me try this metro dealer that's maybe 30, 40 minutes away from me and put in there. We've seen people do that. What I would recommend, if you do that out of respect for the other dealer, is if you do get scheduled at one, call the other one and let them know and cancel that order.
Yeah.
Because that's an allocation they'll use for that order. But if what you order is something that's maybe harder for them to sell, you might think, well, you can sell every vehicle. No.
Some dealers require a deposit, and that's not at most dealers. That's non-refundable unless certain circumstances arise.
What we'll do is, if it's not scheduled yet, okay, it's no harm, no foul, because we can cancel the order, and it doesn't. And we don't lose an allocation. Yes. Not necessarily lose an allocation, but we're getting allocated. We're using allocation for that order. That when it comes in, if you ordered it a Super Crew F-150 long bed, that's going to sit here for months.
That could have been someone else that got scheduled.
Yes.
That now we have a stock unit. So.
Mm-hmm. So out of respect for other, a lot of you might think, okay, I don't. Dealers don't respect me. I'm not going to respect them. But how about the customers that are waiting to get theirs scheduled as well?
I have respect for the other customers.
Other customers.
Be kind to one another.
Yeah, be kind to one another, right? It's always a good idea. And there are some good dealers out there.
So we don't say no. We just say be mindful that when yours gets scheduled, let the other dealerships know.
I wouldn't blame you one bit. If you're sitting there and and maybe you tried that dealer and said, you know what, I've had my order there for 2 months now and it hasn't scheduled. Let me put an order in with this other dealer. Now, we had it happen we had a customer trying to help. Had a Maverick, had a carryover, 23 model year, carried over. The dealer was purchased by another dealer. So he had that order in for the 24. It wasn't scheduling for this whole model year. He had a local dealer, and I says, well, that private offer is yours now. You can use it at any dealership. So all you have to do is use that. The private offer is to be used on a 24 model year order in your name. So there's no reason why you can't put an order in with another dealer since you have the private offer. So he did, like we talked, it was last week. It was Monday. I said, I would suggest you go in and go to your local dealer. This other dealer, he goes, well, I've moved. In this process, he's moved, I think, and he was real close. He had one in his town. He placed that order that Monday. I said, ask him if they have any allocations this month. And he says, they do have allocations. I said, okay. So because he placed the order, I was able to work with the brand manager, and they gave him a higher priority. The dealer gave him priority 3, which is great, and then they got scheduled that week. So again, that's a dealer that had allocations but didn't have retail orders, so it got scheduled quickly. Whereas that other dealer had a bunch of carryover orders, and it was taking longer for it to get scheduled. So that's that situation. So he canceled the order with the other dealer.
Yeah.
So it worked out. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta. Hopefully, most of the dealerships will communicate that, because I know it is like, hey, they may, if they don't want to tell you, it's probably because they don't want you to take your order somewhere else. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're telling people with us is we don't have, Ford's not giving us any Maverick allocation. So we're like, we hate to tell you to we'd love to take your order and everything, but we're not going to get it scheduled until.
I mean, what dealership's going to turn down business? But we honestly can't, and we don't want to promise people a vehicle that we can't get.
Yeah, we'll let them know we can place your order, but we're not going to get any allocations until for September build dates, and so you're talking October before you would get one from us at the earliest, because Ford's not going to give us any allocations until the new allocation system for the Maverick starts, which is going to be for July, scheduling for September build dates, which is the last 2 months of the year for their production.
Yeah. We do not know when they are going to announce 25 Bronco. We haven't heard. I've heard no info at this time.
Yeah, and a lot of people ask me about, even, today, Derek asked me about 25 model year Expedition. Said, do you know anything about that? I said, I don't. We haven't. There's nothing been out there about when those order banks are going to open up, because I feel like Expedition order bank will open up before the Maverick and the Bronco Sport, and Bronco is probably gonna be late in the year, because if you guys remember, production started in like December for 24 model year, so it's probably going to be a December switch over for 25. So go back 3 months. It's probably going to be September before we see order banks open up for the 25 model year Bronco. That'd be my take on that. Just like we can backdate some things and know when production is supposed to go through for these models, and know that Bronco Sport and Maverick should probably launch about the same time, probably right around July, August, right at the turn of the month, right there would be my thought. No information on that, just going off of what I know is that they started production in October, middle of October last year, and they're building for 13 months is what they said. So they're going to build through October. So knowing that, go back 3 months, October, September, August, right around August 1st, probably somewhere around there is when we're going to expect the order banks to open up for the Maverick and the Bronco Sport. So an Expedition, I assume, will be maybe a month before that. So anyway.
Yeah, do we have any information on any 25 models?
Not any concrete information yet.
Nope.
Other than Explorer, order banks are open up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't share anything. Like I was digging this week. When what we're going to talk about today, the images that came out, I was digging. I was seeing if anybody would. Ford, you can commend your brand manager. Did a good job. He didn't disclose anything to me. So if Ford's watching this, he did a good job. He did you trained him well. I can't comment on any future products. The line. I'm like, is that the first thing you guys learn?
Yes.
So yeah,
I have to jerk reactions say that.
I cannot comment on any future
join any media.
Anyway, and even with them knowing that I won't share, they still won't. So.
Yeah. Our Raptor said, just in case you were wondering, or maybe y'all weren't, but I love my Ranger Raptor. It was definitely worth the wait. So you finally got it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Congrats. We had one here that actually we tucked in. Oh, I forgot to. I'll post on social media. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm gonna post a picture, because when we had a storm coming through the other night, or over the weekend, when we had all that hail coming through, we put 2 F-150 Raptors. We had a Raptor R, a Raptor, and a Ranger Raptor in the picture building. They're just nice and
tucked in.
triangle. And so I took a picture of that and I forgot to post it. But
like
I'll try to get that posted.
Yeah.
But you
Anytime
can
we
see
have
that.
storms coming in, we like to tuck in the nice vehicles.
Yeah, we can fit about 1, 2, 3,
If
4, 5.
we have small vehicles,
Depends on what size they are. We can get it about 5 to 7, depending on if we have 2 small ones.
yeah. I used to be able to fit 8 in there.
Yeah, that's before we put the stage in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and we have other places that we can.
Yeah, we got
Put
2.
some
We
in
got a new extension to our service. So
There you go.
they have
Can throw 'em
multiple
in there.
places now.
All right, next. And thanks for the donation too. Appreciate that.
Yes,
So.
yes. Oh man, we're almost at 80 votes on what's in that cup.
Oh yeah.
Okay, wait. We just hit 80 votes, so I'm gonna close it.
That's not bad. There's like 100 people right now.
How do I end? Oh wait, I have to go over here. All right. So most people are guessing Mountain Dew. I put any flavor.
Oh, okay. Well, then they got it.
Because I had Mountain Dew, water, G Fuel, other energy drink.
Yep, it's Code Red, technically. So there you go.
I wouldn't have even known that because you have a regular Mountain Dew right there in front of you.
That's what I had earlier. Switch back and forth. All right.
I got water.
There you go. Okay. Should we get into some dealer? We got a few dealer news updates, and I know everybody wants to get to the topic, so we probably should keep moving along.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions about scheduling?
No,
I don't want to neglect anybody there. Okay. All right. So this week, this first one actually may not be a fun one you guys want to hear, but Ford mid-year pricing. In fact, if I told you, it's funny that they talk about mid-year pricing, but this is for multiple models, had a price increase this week. Effective May 21st. Oh, that's actually today. This came out like a couple days ago. Came out for normally they come out and the next day the price has changed. But this one actually they gave us a 3-day notice. So prices effective May 31st. The 24 model year F-150. The XL and STX series is $105 more on the MSRP. An XLT Tremor Lariat King Ranch Platinum Raptor is now $110 increase on the MSRP. Expedition, the XL XLT Limited King Ranch Platinum Timberline went up $105. The XLT 202A package is $395. So I don't know if it gets both the $395 and the $105. I don't know. Limited 302A package is $395 more as well. So I don't know if both of those get both increases or not. Mustang, the GT Fastback and GT Fastback Premium and the GT Convertible Premium went up $500. Wow, that's a big one. And the Dark Horse went up $750. Maverick, XL, XLT, and Lariat, all series went up $105. So now that means the XL has gone up a total of $520. I think I got my math right. Ranger, XL, XLT, Lariat went up $50. Why even increase if you only do 50? Anyway, the Raptor went up $150. The FX4 package went up $150. And the XLT 301A package went up $100. And then on the 25 model year Explorer, the Active ST Line Platinum went up $130. So there you go. All those models went up effective today on those models. So don't forget, if you have a retail order in the order bank for any of these where the prices went up, you should be price protected to the price before this. So you want each of these have a certain price level that they're given. And I don't have that list here. They call them PL, whatever. you want to make sure that you have, like, that's why it's always good if you have an order placed, that you have that information, so that you know, hey, this is what it was. Price went up since then. So when it comes in, they won't re-invoice it. So the MSRP will stay the same. So you want to make sure that, you know, they honor the price it was when you ordered the vehicle. So make sure you have that in hand. And worst case scenario, if you don't have it, you ask the dealership to go in and print a DORA. So there are 3 different people in the dealership that can go in to the DORA, which is a dealer order receipt acknowledgement, and they can look up old DORAs. So you would say, well, can you look up what my can you print off all the DORAs for my order? Because what it'll show is when you originally ordered it, and then it would show when this price increase happened. It would show 2 different prices, and so they would, because you had an order in there, they would use that price level. So that's called price protection. The dealer will get reimbursed 30 days later. Again, I've done a video on this. In fact, since there was price increases, I might do another video on this, because there were a lot of price increases recently. So we might go ahead and do that video. Actually, I kept that recording of it, but I might do a separate video on that again, because there are so many that have gone up. So anyway, so there you go. There's that. Not great news, but news nonetheless. Next is, this is interesting news. They are trying to transport out as many Rangers as possible. In a process of doing that, they are able to get, instead of 8, 10 Rangers on a rail car. So they're able to get 2 more Rangers on a rail car if they put them closer together. So in process of doing that, they want to make sure they're protected. So they are putting foam padding on the bumpers, the front and back bumpers of all the Rangers, to keep them protected, so they can get more vehicles in. So pretty much they're touching bumper to bumper in these rail cars. And so the transport drivers, the car haulers, are supposed to take those off and put them in the vehicles. I'm not sure why they let dealers know this. It just says, dealers, make sure you go in and remove the pad foaming that's inside the vehicle from the car hauler putting it in there. So I think it's kind of funny, but it's at least information for us to know that they're trying. They're trying to find ways to get more vehicles shipped out. So kudos to Ford for that. This other one is actually a memo to dealers. Don't know if I'm supposed to share it or not, but I'm going to. Doesn't say confidential. So this is actually, Ford went out and they did what they called a dealer engagement tour last week. Dealers were invited to come to this. They actually asked if we wanted to come and such. And we like, no, we're good with Ford. We don't need to go and complain or anything. So they talked to dealers across the country. They said more than 1,000 of our dealers, 93% of dealer attendees said they left with a higher degree of confidence in Ford's plan and leadership team. Our team discussed, which I'm not sure how they got that percentage if they polled them. Anyway, but they are working to listening to dealers to address different maybe pain points or some takeaways and some ideas. So that was more or less, they wanted their feedback. So they did listen, which is good. Ford is doing that to help processes and such. So they are going to be getting with the dealer council. So there's actually a council that Ford has. It's made up of a couple different, dealer principals at different dealerships around the country, small and big dealers, not just all big dealers. They come together, and for the betterment of, basically they speak on the dealer's behalf to Ford. This is what I'm hearing from the other dealers. So you use the dealer council people to voice your concerns, and then they share them with Ford. So they're going to go through and kind of talk about some different things, including Model E. And so they did mention in here in this memo that came out. And the reason I brought it up is because Automotive News actually posted an article about it today. It says, for dealers participating in the voluntary Model E EV program, we recommend dealers pause on their action items and qualifiers relating to the program, including charger-related investments and installation, until we complete our review. The process of the review is to enhance customers' access to EVs by simplifying the process for our dealers to sell and service them. We appreciate the time and collaboration. Anyway, so they said that basically they're telling dealers there was a deadline by the end of June to have all the EV chargers installed. And now they're saying they're pushing that back. They're saying just pause on it right now, and we don't have ours installed yet. So anyway, so there you go. There's that. So only 3 memos there, and there is an order guide change to the 24 model year F-150. They actually, when they introduced the trimmer into the order guide several weeks or maybe it's a month back, they forgot to include the center step option 66B, the actually retractable rear center step, to the accessory section for the trimmer. So they added that to the trimmer. So for those of you that don't know, there's a retractable center step back there. So if you have the Pro Access tailgate, then you can use that, or you don't need the Pro Access tailgate. If you just want that to tuck back to get into the back of the bed, you can. But because that is available on about all trim levels with the exception of the XL. For if you don't know STX, it is not available with the black appearance package, but is available with all other trim levels. XLT, it's available except for the Heritage Edition. It's not available. And also, if you order it with the black appearance package, it requires a power boost for some reason. And then it does require Super Crew, it looks like, on all trim levels. But anyway, so that was added to the trimmer section because they forgot it when they added the trimmer. So that's it on that. So that's all I got there.
All right.
Recalls, including a Maverick recall we talked about last week. I have an update of when you guys are going to get your letters. Got any questions on dealer news updates or anything?
No.
Nothing there?
That we saw.
Can move on. All right, moving on to recalls real quick before we get into our topic. So this first one is supplement number 4 to recall the optional product improvement program 21G01 for 21 model year F-150 and Mustang Mach-E vehicles with the Copilot 360 Active 2.0 prep package. So I don't know if you remember, but back several years ago during COVID and everything, there was an issue with getting the Blue Crews and everything. So they basically had these, they included the pre-wiring kit, right? So anyway, so this is an update to that. And it's not really a recall. It's under the recalls, but it's an optional product improvement program. So this is supplement number 3. So in this one here, they just updated and extended until December 31st of 2024. And then also they updated the service actions for technicians for pickup and delivery, and then also on how to claim things as well. So anyway, so just a few updates there. And then also updates, corrections, and steps added and removed. So they made some different changes to that. There's about 46,146 vehicles are affected by this. And again, it's just basically it's those vehicles. Basically, yeah. So there you go. There's a lot of information in here on that. But yeah, that's for those vehicles that had the hardwired Blue Crews, right? And then they could get the software update to add the Blue Crews later. And that's how that's a lot of dealers. They were asked to, they made that option, like the removal, instead of removing Blue Crews, the hardware was there already. So they made it to where it was you had that Active 2.0 prep kit. So that way they can continue production. So, all right, this next one is Customer Satisfaction Program 24B25. And again, not a serious recall, but just a customer satisfaction program that came out for 22 to 24 model year Expedition and Navigators with the rear seat entertainment screen software update. So this program is effective through May 16th of 2025, and it affects 6,791 vehicles with the rear seat entertainment system in them. And some of the affected vehicles, the rear seat entertainment system screens may freeze and fail to turn off after the vehicle has been turned off due to an Amazon software issue. This can lead to the RSE system to continuously draw power, which can drain the vehicle's battery and may prevent the vehicle from starting. So we do have service actions, it looks like, to this. And so letters went out this week to owners that have those. So you might have received it. There you go. All right. Just for fun, I'm going to make you Maverick people wait. All right, this next one is the Customer Satisfaction Program 23B56 for 2020 to 2023 model year escape vehicles. This is to inspect the front door check arm reinforcement spot welds. So this program will be in effect through May 31st of 2027. If you've watched these, I remember this coming through as a advanced notice that we talked about. This is the official one now. There's 557,448 vehicles affected by this. I didn't even realize it made that many escapes because we're talking 20, 21, 22. So 4 model years, 557,000 vehicles. Anyway, in all the affected vehicles, the front door check arm reinforcement welds can crack and may eventually pull away from the door structure. This can cause a rattling noise and increase door opening, closing efforts. It may also interfere with door glass operation and the ability to check arm to hold the door in the open position. Your sister had this. Remember on her escape?
Yes.
Hers rattled. Hers had this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't know why I'm excited about that. She didn't have the escape anymore, but I remember that happening to hers where she would open the door. And you know how your door would like kind of stop in a certain place? So that arm, the welds can come undone and then cause that to just sit in there and rattle and not stay in that position. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, letters have already gone out. Oh, wait, no, it says mailing will begin the week of June 3rd of 2024. So there you go. But she traded hers off. So she's in a Maverick now. All right. Okay, this last one is Safety Recall 24S24 for 2021 to 2024 model year Bronco Sports and 2022 and 2023 Mavericks. This is the body control modular and power control modular calibration updates. So both. So we talked about this, well, I think it was just last week, actually. So there's 448,078 vehicles affected by this. Just a few. The reason for this recall in the affected vehicles, the body control modular, known as BCM, and power control modular, PCM, calibrations may be unable to detect a sudden battery degradation while driving. If the battery suddenly degrades during a drive, it can lead to a vehicle that is unable to restart after an auto start-stop event or experience a stall while coming to a stop at low speed. Either of these conditions may be accompanied by the loss of 12-volt accessories, including hazard lights. That's not good. A loss of motive power can increase the risk of a crash as well. Letters are going to go out the week of June 3rd. And I did check on this. There's not repair orders on this yet. So we did look it up because I told them I actually have the other one, the 24S27 on my Maverick for the BCM update. And they want to do that recall. And I'm like, I'm going to wait and see if I have this one too. And you can just do them both at the same time. So I said, no, I'll wait until we see if you guys got repair orders for this. So it does say before demonstrating, let's see, this service may be performed on all affected vehicles. So it doesn't say that actually it does have the labor allowances and parts ordering information is available. They said that they didn't have the information yet. I'll have to show them this tomorrow. We'll show our service department this tomorrow. Let me put this off to the side and so they can be educated. So they probably didn't see it because it came out today. So they probably didn't see that. Anyway, there you go. There's the recalls. Bada bing, bada boom.
So they didn't like that you kept the Maverick people waiting. These were the comments in order. No. Damn.
Technically, there wasn't much there because we talked about it last week, but anyway. All right, we ready?
Yes.
My Is It True and this week's kind of go hand in hand. So
let's actually pause. I'm going to go to the bathroom, get some water, come back. No.
All right.
messing with y'all.
So maybe we can do it. We'll just not do an on my mind, but we'll do an is it true? All right, I gotta actually share. I gotta get this up here. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. So if you're hopefully if you're a Maverick person, you need to be on the Maverick Truck Club. Hopefully you guys are. But Maverick Truck Club did post this, so I'm gonna give 100% credit to the administrator over there. I really like the Maverick Truck Club. They're pretty awesome people over there, and so they posted this information. I guess these images went out to some media people too. So somebody that found them sent them to several sources, including whoever Maverick Truck Club gets their sources from. But here we go. Do we want to do it this way? We'll do it this way. There we go. So on the Maverick Truck Club, so maverickTruckClub.com, 100%. I got this linked in the comments or in the description of the down below. If you hit the more, you can find the link to this. I won't read through all this, but they talk about the new headlight design and such. We'll just get down here to the pictures. That's what you guys want to see. So, Sarah, throw a poll in there. Yes or no? Do they like this or do they not? So you guys got to, I want to get a poll because somebody else put out a poll on Maverick Truck Club, and I know the percentage of that one, and I'm curious to see. Huh?
Are we calling it Lobo, or do you like the?
No, I just want to know if you yes or no. Do you like this look? All right. So we know 25 model year. We are supposed to get a refresh for the Maverick. What's not really known is these images are out there, which is it's funny to actually see one completely unveiled like this and unmasked completely at this point. We did see, and I was the first one. I was wrong. So this grill up here, they actually showed. Can you guys see that? Yeah, right there. They actually showed that grill. That was the grill we saw through there, through the thing. And I really thought it was just a placeholder, but it is the slanted up and down grill. Down here, we can see a few better images of it. The headlights are different. Now, we are getting the new logo. So a lot of people, I think in here, the administrator said that was a lit up grill. It's not. That is what the F-150 grill looks like right now.
Yes.
Right? You've seen them here. So that's what that looks like. So get these ads. I don't need these Google ads. And so if you keep going down, so new headlights here. It does say Lariat on this. So they're not calling it any kind of trim. It doesn't have a label on it. So I don't know if this is something, if this is what the new Lariat will look like, or if this is a package on the Lariat trim, like the black appearance package, right? But you will see the headlights are different. You'll see the LED signature lighting comes around this way instead of just being on top, and it looks like your headlights are right here. We do have actual fog lights down here, it looks like. There you go. The lower fascia down here, you do see, as we get closer, you can see there's sensors. So you have front sensing system, which I don't think we've had yet, right? You guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but we have never had front sensing system. So we have front sensing system here, it looks like. So there's the little things right there. There's two right here. That's your front sensing system. And then we do have body colored bumpers instead of the molded in black bumpers, including down here. This does look like it's an EcoBoost because there's an intercooler right there. So that tells you it's probably an EcoBoost motor, more than likely. So I don't know about down here, but anyway, so there you go. There's kind of the look of the front. What do you guys think of the grill and everything? And that, to be honest, I want to wait because I want to see your guys' results here, seeing where it lies before I talk too much. Let's move around to the wheels here. This looks a lot like your GT Rally wheel, really, but gray instead of the white, I think. Then down here, we have body colored down at the bottom instead of the molded in black that you get down there. So they've painted those. The mirror caps. Now, right now, Lariat gets black mirror caps. It was body colored in 23, which is what I have. And then in 24, they went to the black mirror caps if you have XLT Lux or Lariat Lux. I like the body colored better on the mirror caps than the black.
Yeah.
Does have a black painted roof. I did notice that. At this point, if you're gonna, okay, I'll get in that in a second. Body color door handles right here as well, and then moving down, they come back to the front again. There's the side. Okay, so if you're gonna have that much body colored accents, why would you just not take the vinyl off the side? Just saying. One thing you do.
Pillar delete.
One thing you do notice though, no keypad.
Mm.
They're not either. They're not bringing back the keypad, or this vehicle doesn't have it. One or the other. I don't
But,
see a keypad on there.
not putting the pillar vinyl on there, it takes out a step.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Anyway, they keep coming back to that picture. Anyway, now looks like it is lowered a little bit, but not really as much lowered as I've seen some others in the past.
Yeah.
Definitely not as low as VTEX there. He's in the comments. So there you go. Darkened taillight assembly, and it looks like headlight assembly as well. Kind of a black bezels on those. So those are darkened out. I do like that. This is kind of pretty level. So they have at least lowered it in the back. And I don't know what size. I think, did somebody say 19-inch wheels maybe somewhere? We do have body colored bumper on the back instead of the molded in. Reverse sensing system, which we have on the Lariat now. You'll notice the bed cap is body colored as well. So fully taken all that black away, other than the painted black roof, I guess I should say. There you go.
Laugh if this isn't
Does have a hitch
build and this is some aftermarket company's
That's
build.
what I was thinking that same thing. I was like, what if this is just some company that did this?
Because who has painted body, who has done a body colored painted bumper?
Yeah, they did it at SEMA. We were there.
We saw it at SEMA.
We saw it at SEMA.
It can be done by an aftermarket company.
Actually, it was Air Design. Air Design did it. Now, the only thing though is those headlights. Those are different.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see if they just blocked the headlights with this front fascia, but so there's a little picture of then and now, or I should say now and maybe in the future, as well as this, so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like.
Like that.
So you can kind of see the difference in what it looks like. Now, also, Atlas blue, Velocity blue, maybe. That's the color your sister wanted.
The other picture is darker.
This is not Atlas blue. I'll agree. I don't know. Maybe it could be in the sun. And then there's SEMA. There's a SEMA build. So they were trying to compare the wheels. I think these are more the GT Rally wheel than a comparison to that wheel. But that's just me. If you look at the GT Rally, you guys will know if you look that up. Anyway, so there you go. And then inside, here you go, the screen, which we've seen this image over and over. And I don't think this is actually from this video or these pictures, because those are old photos. But there you go. There's that. What do you guys think? How's the votes going there? I'll give you my input before.
We got 39 votes, 40 votes.
All right. So here's my take on this. I don't like this part. The fascia right here. I don't really like that. I mean, you can tell it's like right here.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's over something. So the question is, will that be part of like Lobo /ST? And then this is the bumper, which I think I would like. And if the headlights, but then the headlights, I don't know. Hopefully this isn't what we're seeing. And hopefully, I did reach out to the brand manager and said, is this, hey, this is going to be a package. This is a trim. And he goes, I can't comment on any future product offerings in the future.
Think it's an aftermarket team trying to put together builds.
Because
you can take the headlights out.
Okay. I've not from the brand manager, not from anybody from Ford, but I've been told that the headlights will be different than this year's.
Okay.
That the headlights have been changed and that the bumpers have been changed. I've been told those two things. And I've been told the grill's been changed. So the grill, headlights, and bumpers. So the question is this a new Lariat, or is this a package on the Lariat? And will that package be available on the XLT? So we're almost a 50-50 here. Maverick Truck Club did one, and theirs were like 70% of the people said, no way.
So someone said, most people aren't going to like this. That'll make my 24 worth a whole lot more.
There's some people are like, oh, I'm holding out. So maybe this is Ford's way of like, hey, you were thinking about doing a 25, maybe not. So I think a lot of people are thinking this is what the new Lariat's going to look like. And I really don't think this is what it's going to
I
look
think
like.
it's an aftermarket team working on a package of some sort, or it's a package from Ford. I don't. That's.
I do feel like it'll be that this package is a package where they call it the Lobo package. I don't think they're going to call it the ST.
Or
just my opinion. They purchased the name Lobo and Thunder. It could be a Thunder or whatever, but I don't think it's going to be ST. They've reserved ST for, although it is a street truck or a sport truck,
yes,
ST could be used for that, but I think they're going to leave that for the SUVs. I think on this, of course, anyway, they bought Lobo. I think they're going to use it. I have another reason why I think that, but
it could be that Ford is trying to develop multiple different looks, and this is just one, and they let it be seen and get some spy photos to get the public's reaction to it, to see if people will like it.
Because Ford does this on purpose. They do leak this stuff. They let people, hey, go drive this. Get around Detroit. Go drive it around.
Isn't that how we knew about Peak Blue?
Oh yeah,
coming out on the Bronco. They let someone out there driving that.
They let this stuff out of the bag. I mean, they do it on purpose. So the question is, I think this, if anything, this is going to be a package. But I mean,
I really feel like this is someone's way of going. Let's see what the public, let's see what Maverick customers, if they like it, let's see what their reactions are, and then we'll decide on what we're gonna do.
Yep. Also, 360-degree camera again is appearing here too.
All right, we're at 49 votes. Let's get to 50 and I'll close it. I can't stop it with 49 votes.
There's people probably like indifferent right now. It's like, I don't know.
I should have put a maybe.
I was at first indifferent, but I will say this: I like the lower fascia. They usually call this the fascia down here. I do like that bottom part.
All right.
I just don't like I don't like this part right here. I kind of like the grill. It's not so bad. But I do like that. I hope that it has the bars. Oh, look. Yeah, there's your front camera. Mm-hmm. But there's your really good look of the emblem. So that's the new emblem that we see on the F-150 now, which is white. This one actually looks like it has a black background with the white lettering and everything. So what do we have? 54%. Not as big as I thought. I thought it'd be like a lot higher. Like I said, Maverick Truck Club did one, and it was like 70% of the people said no. But anyway, there you go. There's that. But it says the other thing is it gets people talking and it gets people excited to want to really see it. Yeah. Right. And go to Maverick Truck Club. You want to read more on there. They talk a little bit more about some of the stuff in that article. What's it going to be called and that kind of stuff. And hopefully people don't freak out too much and think that's what the new Maverick's going to look like. I'm out. Or, hey, that's what I'm expecting. So I believe this will be, if anything, this is going to be a package. Yes, we will probably see different grill and headlights and bumpers, but I don't think it'll be this drastic. I think this is a package that will have, especially that front part that comes down. You can see that's kind of more of an overlay over it. So I really believe the bumper could easily come straight across over there. Yeah. And then the headlights, the grill could come into the headlight a little bit and still be okay. So I guess only time will tell, right?
Yep.
Anyway, so there you go. But there's that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Any comments in there to highlight?
Oh, there's a lot of comments I could have highlighted. As for questions, I do have questions.
Gerwalt says, I personally like my black bumpers, not worried about scratching the paint. There you go. So that is kind of a thing about, and I've said that in a lot of videos, that a lot of your SUVs will have the molded in. They call it molded in bumpers and lower cladding. That means that they take the color and they put it in the mold when they make it, so it's more textured and more durable instead of being painted on. Because if rocks hit that, it chips the paint, and then you got to repaint it. Whereas If you make it molded in, those rocks hit it and bounce right off, and it's not noticeable.
Yeah.
That's why you usually see that on the lower rocker. You usually see it on the bumpers, front and back, the lower fascia, as well. And sometimes that's why mirrors are made that way too.
Mhm.
The mirror caps are that way. Yeah, somebody said I can see. There are going to be people that do wraps.
So someone said,
A lot of PPFs.
someone's asked, where would the front license plate go?
Oh. Yeah, because it would kind of, well, there's a, oh, yeah, you can see that it does have adaptive cruise because it's got that little thing there because they've repositioned that. Here, let me bring that back. Where was that? Yeah, I'll bring that back. So right here is where the adaptive cruise control thing. If you've actually looked at the current Maverick, in your grill, you see like a thing like that. It's that's your adaptive cruise control on the Lariat trim. That's how you kind of know it's got Lariat. I figured that out on the Broncos too, where it's what it looks like. You can
So
tell if
instead
it's a
of
Hilux
sitting
package.
over that bottom part along with up above.
They can put it on right here.
Yeah.
They just put it, just punch a couple holes right there. There's where it is. In Kansas, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So, all right. What else we got? Any other comments to highlight? Any word on the all-wheel drive hybrid option for on 25? Oh, there was a, what was it? You said there was a thread going on
Yeah.
on Maverick Truck Club about people going on about that because TFL had
Made a video.
made a video and they said in the future, right? Because we've all been told all-wheel drive hybrid in the future, but we don't know 25. So then everybody kind of started just reading into that, saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. We don't know. Like I
They're
said,
being
no.
speculative without pinpointing.
Yeah,
they're trying to get the reads. They're trying to get the views. They're trying to get people to watch what they're putting out there.
Yeah.
And if people are talking about it, then more people are going to go watch the video to hear it for themselves.
Yeah. Clarence said that he liked that SEMA model that was pictured earlier there. And it did, I think that year, that wasn't the year we went to SEMA, it was the year before. And it did win, like it was the pick of the show or whatever they call that. Best in show, I don't know, whatever. So anything else? Mike M said, I do agree on fascia, but this may not be final. I like the grill. So there you go.
If there was a plug-in hybrid, I wouldn't care how ugly it is. I would order one.
Vol said, I want to see a standard secure code keypad. Granted, there's no firm details, but the Maverick really needs a split back seat, yes, to access the tire changing equipment without moving the entire seat back. Yep, I agree. Of course, we have plenty of these comments that agree with me. Somebody said paint it black, and I assume they're talking about that fascia that I don't like, the middle.
Yeah.
Might look all right. Black paint, if it's painted black. Let's see. What else? I'm just kind of looking to see what other people have commented. Don said, front end is not to my liking, but if the hybrid is available with all-wheel drive, oh, that's the one you were commenting on. You can get over it. Maybe 24 grill and headlight swap will become a thing. It probably would. But no, you got to swap with somebody else. Nobody wants to swap. No, I don't want it. You can buy mine, but I don't want yours. I'll just buy another one. Or you just buy it and just, swap it out yourself.
Needs approximately one more cup holder, which I would dub burrito holster.
William Kelly says, don't like it. Let's see. Okay. So anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
Any other comments on questions or anything?
Let's see. Not specifically about that. Should we go to Q&A?
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. I have one from Brooklyn. Is it possible to install sound on the blind spot monitoring system?
I
As-
don't think so, because constantly you'd have people in your blind spot on certain places, and it'd be
Yes.
constantly going off, and it would probably be a
The blind
hindrance.
spot goes off so often you would be constantly getting a beep. And if it was a similar sound to any of the other alarms, like most of the alarms are a similar sound, then it would, end up, confusing you, or potentially getting you to the point where you
Yeah.
ignore the sound and then you actually have something else going on.
Yeah, and I think they've made it to where those sounds are like critical danger, whereas somebody being in your blind spot necessarily isn't a critical danger.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see, though, if you put your turn signal on,
Yes.
then allowing it to be done, I could see a benefit. I could see a benefit to that, and why not just make it in a setting where you can just check or uncheck, right? For these people that want that audible sound with your turn signal on.
One of our members said that he can't see the light because that's where his glasses frame cover that spot.
Well,
which
normally,
when I'm driving, I'm looking over at that rear view mirror anyways to look at my blind spot.
Yeah.
That's just, I'm already looking at the mirror. That's just telling me if there's someone in my spot that I can't see it in my mirror.
Yep. That's what I do. I look over at it. Now, some people may not realize this, but when you have your turn signal on, it actually will blink.
It will.
So,
yep.
And let you know that. So, anyway.
Yep.
All right.
Best for if we know if that can be done. I do not know. Finally got my window sticker for Maverick XL. Base price is $23,920. If they had a price increase, will it have price protection? Ordered July 23.
Okay. So, yes, the XL base price did go up $405, and now just recently today went up another $105. So you probably if you got your window sticker prior to today's increase, which you probably did, you probably have that 405 increase. I can't remember. You must be EcoBoost, I would assume. But that would be the only thing. There's a $405 that you would want them to take off of that. So I believe yours, because I think, what is it, 27 if you're hybrid? It's right at, I think 26, isn't it 26.5 if you're hybrid with nothing else added?
I think so.
Isn't that right? So you take 1,500 off of that.
Yeah.
Right? Then you'd be right around 25. Mm-hmm. So to be at 23.9, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking there's something else there. And maybe you're not seeing the destination charge on top of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
But there was a price increase in January.
Okay. How many of your customers order the Maverick Snug Top / Lear shells?
I think we've had one or two.
Yeah. We haven't had very many.
We had one that came in a long time ago. But
I know where one lives in Salina because I drove my kids around to get them to sleep, and I would see it parked outside in front of one of the houses on a regular basis.
Is that rain? Or is it the AC just kicked on?
That's the AC kicking on. Doesn't need to be kicked on. But let's see. Does Ford only schedule Ranger Raptors once a month?
They will schedule other days. The first week they do the Raptors because they want to make sure they get those built within a month. So they'll schedule the Raptors first and try to get most of them scheduled. But if your dealer doesn't get theirs scheduled, then sometimes it could schedule again for anybody, especially if a dealer had a Raptor allocation, but they didn't have a Raptor order in there that first week, then theirs didn't get scheduled. So then they will continue to schedule Raptors for those that didn't get theirs. But most dealers, they know they had a Raptor order coming. They would go ahead and get that Raptor order in there if they didn't have a retail. Like this month, we didn't have a retail order. Actually, no, we did get one put in this week. Yeah. Real quick. Somebody didn't let us know before they got scheduled, and so it was a retail order. But Otherwise, if you didn't have an order in there, then then they wouldn't use your allocation. So then the next week they would tell you, your rep would say, you have a Raptor, Ranger Raptor allocation. You need a Raptor order in there. Please place a stock order. So that's usually what happened. I know last month, we didn't have a retail Ranger Raptor. And so we put a stock one in. So we do have a stock one coming. So
Yeah.
at some point.
So Justin is the one with the question from earlier. Mine is Eco with trailer hitch and 360. So the one with the
Eco with the hitch and Copilot 360. So that's I don't think it's that cheap anymore. So for yours to be there, that's, and I'm sure the price on Ford's website is going to be with the current pricing, I'd assume. Yeah, because see, the price now starts at $23,815. It says on the XL. That's before your destination charge. So there's no way to be $23,900 at this point in the game. But again, that's probably the new prices. But yeah, so there you go. So you had Copilot $650, and then the hitch is $100, I believe, or $110,
something
like that.
All right.
$100, yeah.
VTech had commented earlier. Vols 44 is it's who inspired me on my build. Shout out to him. He did a super chat.
So yeah, so you're $23,920 before your destination charge and before your options. So you're $23,920, options at $750, and then $15.95 for destination charges. So you're like 26, 250 or something like that, somewhere around there. Anyway, there you go.
All right, ordered my F-150 in October. Still no truck.
Again, talk to your dealer about what allocations they have. You might look and see what you got on your order. If you ordered October 7th and your dealer has a decent amount of allocations, you got to find out what it is. And it could be that Lariat, if it's a Lariat order or a Platinum or King Ranch, it could have something to do with those headlights. It could have to do with something else. So it could be one of those things. I can tell you most of our retail orders are scheduled for F-150. So I'm not sure what would be holding yours up. So you might take off spray and bed liner, some of those bed accessories, just to see if that helps. But it could just be the fact that your dealership doesn't get a lot of allocations and they have orders.
Yeah. Justin replied with 26.5 with destination. When I ordered, it was 25,745.
Yeah, so there's it was 400 and something price increase. That's actually 5, almost 5 or something. Anyway.
All right. Onwards, there's an alarm if you put on turn signal with blind spot on the Lariat.
Mine doesn't go off. Mine is yet to. Mine does not alert me if I have my turn signal on. If there's someone in my blind spot, I can tell you that because I drove to Kansas City a lot and it happened. So mine doesn't do that.
Yeah. I don't know. Any idea how many 2025 Maverick allocations you will get?
It'll start going to a monthly thing. So we won't know a full year's. It'll be based monthly on your sales volume. So So basically every month they'll look at it. You're revolving 12 months. And for us, we've sold 3. I mean, what have we sold? 280 or something since January. So, divide that up, even if you don't include last year, I assume we're going to get about 30 to 40 each month. So,
that's the hope.
Yeah. That's my understanding or my thinking.
Do we know what transmission would come with a hybrid all-wheel drive?
we don't even know if we're going to get a hybrid all-wheel drive. But if you transmission will be it'll probably be the same as the hybrid. I mean, the Escape all-wheel drive hybrid is the same transmission as their front-wheel drive hybrid. So it's not a different transmission.
Yep. All right, those are all the questions I have. If you have any more questions, drop them in here.
Yep. I noticed Driven Wild Outdoors here. Welcome in. Mm-hmm. Saw him in there.
Johnny popped in.
Yep. Well, we talked a little bit about Maverick. You can go back if you want to listen to that. We did kind of show that and what it's. We talked about that, what it looks like, and I think he might be. I think he said in there that he thought it was sharp. You might be one of the few people that thought that. Actually, it was a 50-50 tonight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much 53% in the poll that said they liked it. So there you go.
Yep. RagnarCon, you're just jumping in. To be or not to be? That is that question.
Yep. Well, I will say this. Probably a lot of people. I mean, tonight was the finale for The Voice. I was going to mention that earlier. I'm like, hey, if you're here, I thank you, because if I was at home right now, I'm probably watching The Voice, which I normally don't really get into those. We actually like the blind auditions and everything to see who gets turned and all that, and the banter between the judges, or the coaches. But that's about it. But that's on tonight, so I get to watch that when I get home. Let's see who won. There's a guy that was on Newsboys. It's in the finals.
Oh, really?
He was a backup singer or something.
Michael Tate?
No, he's a backup singer.
Oh,
for the Newsboys.
For the Newsboys. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm kind of voting for him. So anyway. All right. Yeah, Rodney, you can email your info if you want. timothybartz@gmail.com, and I can let you know. Yeah, send me if you have a copy of your order, because I think you're the one that wasn't he the one that had the F-150 order? Wonder why it's not scheduled yet. Yeah, send me your order. And if you have the sheet of your order, send that to me, and I can kind of go through and look at it and tell you what might be causing the holdup. Because we looked at that earlier, F-150, even the lariat trim, the only thing that was out of constraint, it even mentions like F-150. The reason I didn't talk about it and go over it was the only thing that was any kind of a constraint they said was over capacity was the black appearance package. But that like number was based on the unscheduled orders. If you actually look at it based on how many they can build, it's not a constraint, because they can make more than as many. So 12% of 6,000 orders, that number is still lower than the 3 or 4% that they make of a total how many they produce in a month, right? So they can make all the lariat black appearance packages that are in there if they need to. So it's XLT. XLT shouldn't be a problem at all. Yeah, send me your order. We like to look at it, because I've done that for some people before and said, hey, try taking this off, and then they made a couple corrections and then got scheduled. So especially since they're doing that, if you want to do that today so we can have you make those changes with your dealer tomorrow before Thursday, it could really help out and get your order scheduled hopefully this week. So yep, send it over to me. timothybartz@gmail.
Yep. Have you changed out the easy struts on your Bronco yet?
The easy struts. Oh, the struts in the back? No, IAG sent me replacements, and I haven't done that yet.
He hasn't had time. Mother's Day.
They should be real easy though to pop out and just pop back in. Yeah. I'll probably need to make sure that the top is up.
Mother's Day one weekend, the next weekend it was the birthday party.
Yeah.
And mowing and.
I do want to, and then I also have
Memorial Day?
I have the wiring for the IAG. If you get the dome lights, those wired to where you have to open the door for them to come on, and some other versions. They were one of the first ones to have them, those dome lights. And so they didn't wire those into your overhead switch. Well, they have for $25 on their website, there is a wiring kit. So you can wire it in, you plug that in, and you go right into your headlight or into the overhead switch. So then you can turn it on, it turns those on. So I have that wiring as well. They have both of those to replace on the IAG, and might be getting the Mountains to Metal accessory too sometime soon. which
Yeah.
I actually commented on my personal on that video. So
Yeah. Is that gonna be Memorial Day? What you're doing that
yeah,
day?
maybe. I don't know. I got a lot of projects that
Forgot to
I've
Tuttle Creek.
neglected. Huh?
Got to Tuttle Creek.
You know how busy it's going to be Memorial Day weekend?
You're
All
right.
the campgrounds are going to be
You're right.
busy.
Yeah. Oh, they have a disc golf course. He was like, "Oh, so you guys can go off roading and I can go play disc golf." I'm like, "Heck yeah!"
Yep.
Anyways, Paul Foreman said Motor Trend states that the Maverick seats are short.
Short.
Like probably from hip to knee wise,
Mm.
or even tall lengthwise. I don't know. You just have to sit in them to see if they're made for you.
All I know is there are people that are 6 feet tall that drive those and are very comfortable.
I mean, we had a kid that was almost 7 foot tall get in one, and he said it was better than the Bronco Sport. And he said he was actually interested in buying one for his college car. So I think it really depends on your comfort level with enclosed spaces. With any car, you almost need to sit in the vehicle to test it out to see if you like it or not.
Yep.
I don't like the Expedition seats. They seem too big and bulky. The Maverick seats feel like they're giving me a hug, and I like it. So it really is dependent on how you like them.
Yep.
Andy Weems says, quality is job one. That is what I quoted when I worked for General Motors. Supervisors didn't think it was funny.
Because isn't that like somebody else's saying? Is that Ford's or something?
Something. I think so.
I don't know.
But quality should be ahead of everything else. Well, that's all I had. Our chat's quieted down quite a bit.
All right. Well, okay.
What time are we? We're at 9.
9 o'clock.
Yep.
All right. Not too bad.
Ford used that for a long time.
That's what I was thinking. All right. Well, cool. So, all right. So we'll, I'll try to get a Maverick Monday video done for you guys. The dealership will be closed. If you're needing to get a hold of us, we are closed. We close all of the major holidays. So,
and I am not here all next week. So if you need to get a hold of Tim, email would be preferable.
Yep. I have to check my messages next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Which I have a message to talk to you about that I forgot to bring over to you earlier.
All right. Okay. Well, I think that's all we have. Yeah. Especially, if you want to email me, I just checked and I don't see the email from earlier from.
Now you're up late.
All right. So, other than that, timothybartz at gmail. If you need that, if you need anything, right there, get on there. That's Tim Bartz at timothybartz at gmail. You get a hold of me, send those questions, and Niles LMP at gmail.com. Anything aftermarket,
or if it doesn't involve private information, you can ask it right in the comments.
Yep. All right, I think that's it. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight, and those listening into the podcast. And here it is. Here, let's get Rodney's real quick. He sent it over. Let's see if we can.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Well, actually, his is scheduled. So Rodney, yours is scheduled to be built. Oh wait. It was scheduled for sent to plant, produced, then it was shipped, and then back to in production. It says it was on a convoy, in transit, and then received again, and back to the in production status. So yours is already scheduled, so you have a VIN number and everything.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure. That is weird that it was produced. It was on. You said you were close to. So it was on a car hauler.
Yeah.
And then now it's saying in production again. My gut says that your vehicle got damaged in shipping.
Yeah.
That's what my gut says by looking at where it's showing that it's in transit, and then it shows going back to in production. Tells me that maybe something was damaged, or not necessarily damaged, but something else could have gone wrong, like a dead battery or something like that, and so they need that fixed before they can deliver it to the dealer. So something like that is it'd be my take on that. Now I don't see the dates on here to know when everything happened, because I think it's on the right side. He's probably not showing you that, but that's my take is that your vehicle, and they won't issue another one. What you ought to have them do is put in another order for you while this keeps doing what it's doing, and you never know, it might get scheduled and produced and to you before this is if it's having some issues. But I don't see the dates. It looks like it was scheduled to be built January 22nd. We're talking 5 months now that it's gone through this process, and I don't know how long it's been in. They received it back in production, but I'd almost start. I'd order again.
Yeah.
Just to see and say, hey, let's go ahead and order it and let's see which gets here first. That one that's damaged, or well, we don't know this damaged, but some reason it went back to in production, and it's not totally damaged, or else they would scratch the VIN and start over. So it's something that's fixable, evidently, that they're going to make sure it's right, because when it leaves that factory, it's going to be right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it sounds like to me something, maybe the convoy probably was put on the carrier or tried to be put on the carrier, and there was some reason why it couldn't be. Dead battery. Sometimes it's a cracked windshield that can be easily fixed or something like that. We've seen that happen. We actually had one of our sales guys, Derek, his Bronco had a cracked windshield, and it sat in Kansas City, and the dealer there had to fix it before it could be put back and shipped to us. So sometimes it's a small thing like that. We've seen some dead batteries that just sat. And they're like, so fix the battery and move on. So it could be something very simple, but how long it's been, you might want to look and see how long it's been on that received. But typically you'll get a new date. And actually this system is, you sent me an image. I can't show you this because this is his information, but he has sent me an image of vehicle visibility, which is now gone. Now it's VIN view.
Use it.
So I would have them show you a screenshot from VIN view instead, just to kind of get an idea where it's at, because that's maybe sometimes a little more accurate. So anyway, there you go. But thanks for sending me. Hopefully I gave you some information tonight that can help you. But yeah, make sure you contact your dealer and keeping that good connection with them on that. But I mean, I hate to say it, but I'd go ahead and reorder. Say, can we just order another one and let's see what happens? Because if that one's going to sit, it's been sitting there for a little while. What's the worst that can happen? They get it. Of course, they may not want a Super Cab XLT in stock, but maybe try another dealer instead then or something. But anyway, a couple suggestions there that might help out. But yours is already scheduled, so or already produced. So
you get it at some point, just don't know when.
Yeah. So anyway. There you go. Any other questions other than that? I think we're good there.
I think we're good.
All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a safe Memorial Day. And we'll see you guys back here. We will have a live stream Tuesday night. Niles will be here. We'll sitting in Sarah's spot there while she's on vacation. So you can join us for that. And we'll see what all comes up the next week. I never know what we're going to talk about. So we'll see what comes up. So you guys, we'll see you guys next week. And hope you guys have a great week. Until then, stay positive, be kind to one another,
and be kind to yourself.
And we'll see you guys later.